Hello, it is 13 o'clock, the 2nd June, Sunday, 2024, and I have to show a lot of things because these are the things I'm learning right now. And I watched a few things from a year ago, from 2 years ago, and so on. Especially the video where I started with Blender. Pretty cool now to watch because, yeah, a lot of things resulted out of this. So I will do the same thing now with Houdini, Nuke, Unreal Engine, so on. I spent a lot of time there. First, let's check here a few things. So back then, yeah, here, December 22. Now 24. Ta-da! Houdini. Blend here. Unreal Engine. I messed a little bit with the handling already, and I always was like for the past year, Houdini is way too hard and too complicated and da 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 da. But I started watching a few tutorials and it is like Blender, a little bit different, node based and so on, but I like it. I got better and better in geometry nodes. Like if you look here, good advice if you want to get good at geometry nodes. Wait, here, like if you look at my channel through the years, from time to time I did stuff with geometry nodes, but I think the difficulty with really learning it is that you only do these things once and then you'll forget them. Like I've done a lot of these, even shorts and so on, but they are not even public right now. But stuff like this, I did this through the years. But the problem I had always with this was that you don't really repeat these things. Now, if you look here, I did the exact same bridge over and over and over again. Here, a bridge, geometry nodes, and by this you get good. So did a little bit of that. This is my Blender right now. Like by now, I spent 1.5 years in it, and I know most things. Successful, learned Blender. I can do most things. It's getting better. So yeah, like if you look here I started, and here first time GeoNodes 23, also geometry nodes. Then you get like better and better and better, and then that's cool. Also here, using Udemy a lot. Yeah, I got a lot of courses. They usually cost like 100 each, but sometimes on Udemy, don't know why or how, but yeah, sometimes they only cost like 10 euros, and then you can get them. And I'm still learning a lot. Also here started with Nuke, not yet, but yeah, 2D and so on, and like the knowledge is there. All you have to do is learn and get as much information as possible, and then you're good to go. So let's close this. Unreal Engine, I got an entire filmmaker course. Pretty cool. I don't think I will do that much in Unreal Engine, but yeah, a little bit. For me, time is the most important thing, I think. So I will simply look at what makes the fastest renders, and based on that I will then make most things in there. Even Houdini, yeah, I watched a lot of things already in there, and you can do most things here as well. And it's node-based procedural, so you can change things whenever you want. That's kind of cool. Yeah, we'll think about it, how much I do here and how much I still do in Blender. But yeah, a lot of things happened recently. For example, here, what's this? Like I started build, if you look by now, 2 years ago. First things I did were, you can't see my mouse, were Rings of Power based. There I knew nothing. Like I wanted to do something like Shawncraft. Then I started with Blender a year ago, and I got better and better and better and better and better. Right now we are here. I can sculpture a dragon, which is pretty cool. Now seeing stuff like that, like such a scene, it's like, think before this Christmas. Right now it's June. Yeah, 2nd June, 14 o'clock. I think before Christmas I might be able to do such a scene, because yeah, basically only compositing. There I watched yesterday a lot of good things. The studio, for example, and I watched them here with Nuke and then Fusion, and like a lot of these things I'm already understanding. Like I did a few things in Nuke, and kind of how to have your 3D render from Blender or from Houdini, and then to make it look real. Also, yeah, for example, this that is so cool. Like it's comparable to university, and all these here are your teachers, and you can ask questions and so on. Like not a lot of people are doing this, but if you know how university functions, basically YouTube is your university if you want. And then look here, back here. He has his render like this. It looks, if he gets it from Houdini, and then it looks like this. compositing is, I think I might like compositing more than 3D stuff. Like creating all these characters and so on. Like think about it, like 99% of the time I created characters in the past year. Good. Better there. But one really impressive thing I think was here where I used Fusion draw in the HDR here. This I think will change a lot. Also Fusion, like this is so cool. Like my Blender layout when I do stuff has this form as well. Like here's my 3D viewport in Blender, then here are the nodes, and here are the properties, and you can customize your Fusion the same way. And look about it. He paints on top of this and can do this for frames as well and so on. This is like drawing in your frames on top of your 3D renders in the areas where you don't like. This I think this I will learn next, and this will make a huge difference. I'm not sure if I shall dive that much into Houdini and the Unreal Engine and so on, but the compositing side will make the difference. Cause think about it. I watched this recently. Most you yeah here. I don't know from who, but it's still ridiculous what gets that many views. Did a lot of research, did some math about it. But if these things get billions of views, then doing a dragon or something, I think realistically I might reach the same amount within the next years. Because for whatever reason, those people who are able to do these things are not doing it. I don't know why, but like there are so brilliant people out there, but for some reason they prefer to work in a new VFX company. Nothing wrong with that, but they could do much more or reach much more. If you can do this, you get millions of views on social media. So these are people who are really only interested in art, and I understand this. Like you have your peaceful life and you do art, and by this you make a lot of money. Like there I dived a lot into this, like how much money is involved in production and how the business side of making movies and so looks like. It's pretty interesting, pretty cool. And so all I have to do is keep going, keep learning. Like these are all the things I'm using right now. Several Blender things. Octane I started with recently. Like Octane is a render engine that can be used in Blender, but it's also for other things, and in other programs it's used. So it's probably smart to know it, but it's comparable to shader nodes. So this wasn't such a big thing. Basically, it's 4 nodes and different render settings and so on. So they did a lot, but at the same time, I found, yeah, I'll show these things. I think that's cool. For example, if you want really fast renders of cycles, like here, watch this, and you get like cycles render like 5 seconds per frame, and it still looks good. And more important, the denoise flickering of renders gets eliminated by this. Really cool. They also found methods to do this in DaVinci Resolve. Like that's kind of cool. Like each of these helps the other program to get better. The only thing is After Effects. Like there we get here. Like here just reads the comments. Ditching Adobe. Definitely recommend. I've been editing the result. Yeah, it was really 50-50 when I started. I thought about getting really good at After Effects or at DaVinci Resolve. Like CapCut, I'm still using the most, but I'm using more and more Resolve, especially for longer videos, for higher quality. For yeah, you can do a lot of cool things with Resolve. The Fusion thing, I think I will learn something in Nuke, and same time I will learn how to do it in Fusion. Like then your brain only has to learn it once, and then you simply connect it to the different things. Octane, one really insane thing was that you don't have to subdivide planes to have a 3D texture. Then what I just saw here, then here, because this was one of the main reasons why I started with Octane, was that you don't have to subdivide your planes, and that you can simply have texture displacement on it. And then you have people like him that is one face, and somehow that is just it's a good thing that this community has geniuses involved. Oh God, weiß nicht. Yeah, I don't think I'll ever reach such a level, but technically like you don't have to be that good or that much into it. These are, by the way, shader nodes. Like these are not geometry nodes. So yeah, impressive, but for the things I want to do, not super necessary. Plus, that's all cool. Like you have a smart human being, and this smart human being develops a tool, an add-on or something like this, and then millions of other people can use it. And if this a lot of people do, like everyone gets the best of each other. And by this, everyone gets better and better and better. This here, for example, as well. Here. Like I tried literally I think every single add-on for hard surface modeling and so on. Hard orbs, mesh tools, there's this fluent if you press the F button. I don't know. But yeah. But this year is maybe the best I've ever seen, and it's not even out. Like right now it's getting looked, and this yeah, that's just insane. That is so good. Well, damn. I've never ever seen something like this. That is this will make a big difference. Yeah, like here, workflow that I showed here. That's still here. See all these links? Like this almost daily. Like I have so many things here. Duck. And then you have to watch all of these, and by this you get a lot of information. Most of it you're not really using, but in general you are growing in your mind. Yeah. Also here started a little bit with music. It's a little bit like FN Fruit Loop FL Studio, but yeah, free. What else? PureRef good. Photoshop from time to time. Yes, there I'm not working yet professionally, but yeah, it's getting better. I I want to use this year for sure, still just for learning, because I feel like if the more I go into earning money with this, the less time I have for learning, and I'm not good yet in none of these. So yeah, I still have to get better. So yeah, now I'm 23. And I could do my bachelor now, but yeah, in Germany it's more chilled if you are a student, and like yes, I then could start doing a master, but I don't will not do a master, I think. So I'll stay student until I'm 25, because with 25 you then have to kind of yeah pay in insurance and so on. Then you have more, you're then treated like an adult kind of. So yeah, I can still use the next year to get better at these. Just these. This is kind of cool. Like until now, I always was like while learning Blender and so on, you always were like the Pandora box, and eventually I'll have to tackle the industry standards things and like the things the really real pros are using. But now I started with it, and it's doable. Like especially in Nuke, I thought Nuke is way more complicated, but that's like a beautiful thing. Because think about it, in things where you really create stuff, Blender, Unreal Engine, Houdini, you you do something out of nothing, but Resolve and Nuke, like compositing and things you do after, you have to know these things once, and then you can apply these things on every single project. Like you have your starting node and your ending node, and then you know what node you put in between to make it look realistic. Have your 3D render and how to turn it into a real looking movie sequence. So less intimidating than I thought. That's very good. Yeah. So yeah, then here a few other things, also a few other programs here, but yeah, in general, doing this almost every day. I have a lot of time to do this, and it's I think I will never ever have that much time like right now. Like I really don't have a lot of things going on, and it's really peaceful. Yeah, that's it. Again to the views here. Like I watched this year, for example, and it's think about it, like billion with that. This is not disrespectful or anything, but it's or this is for interesting. Like 2 billion views, the most viewed TikTok. And yes, it's like most of these were like in real life, but if you connect this with CGI, with real looking CGI, the best CGI you don't see as CGI. I can do these things too, kind of. So yeah, we'll think a lot about that. Then reach a lot of people and say a lot of things like here. These two, for example, yeah, like probably know him doing a lot of stuff. I like this perspective. If you're not really in it, but more like looking from above, that's a really powerful thing. Here, 9 years ago, I want to do something like that as well. A lot of things are going on right now. Again, June 2024. So yeah, it's it's bad because like I in half a year you could do such a video, and then most things went down to shit, and that's not good. There are so many issues, and nobody is listening. All are just in their point of view, and the second you do something, or you only say something, everyone is and nobody is able, like if you look at politics, like a valid strategy politics wise is to not listen, to laugh about, to not approach the other point of view, but simply what you're talking is trash. That's kindergarten. Like compare politics 50 years ago with now. That's ridiculous. uh, we for example in Germany right now had this with Sylt here, where they were like singing this and racist, It's yeah, and then here same time here, it's this is a conflict that is going to escalate within before 2030, not just in Germany, in most countries. And then you also have Russia, Ukraine, you have a lot of things that will be decided before 2030. And I like to give the moon perspective about it. Like zoom out, see the bigger picture. Don't be in your little point of view, but try to think long term and try to think bigger. Try to see everything in its own. Like I have to watch again. The Giver. You know, good movie. Watch it. Uh, a lot of these movies give you ideas. Like I am Jones. So yeah, good stuff. So stuff like this here. The people who made this probably did not know how close they were to the future. Think about it, like limited resources and more people. Eventually, it will come to massive conflicts where millions of refugees come and they then are in their cities, and then yeah, either you build walls and then really fire on them, millions of people dying, billions of people dying, or you do something like this, give everyone a VR glasses, and then everyone can live in its little room without having that many resources and without getting more hits, and kind of happy. Live in your own metrics, in your own chamber, and think it's real. I think this is like there are just these two options. Either you want to have it real, and then billions of people die, or you have it like this and build virtual worlds. Because this is I went a lot into astrophysics recently, and yeah, did a lot of stuff there. And unfortunately, Star Wars and Star Trek and going to Mars and so on. It sounds cool and exploring the universe and so on, but maybe one day it will be possible. But to explore the universe, you have to be faster than light speed. And at least right now, based on our knowledge right now, we can't be faster than light speed. So right now we are not able to ever reach other star systems in a yeah decent amount of time. So for the next 1,000 years, we have to live here and be satisfied with the things we have. And eventually, you have explored the deep sea. Eventually, you've explored everything. Eventually, you know everything. And then it's about creating enough interesting things to have billions of people satisfied. I know this is not real and I don't like it, but it's better than billions of people killing each other. I think life is life point of view. Then you but but think about it, like most people are already in their TikTok and playing their games. So they are already living in a virtual world. Like your phone and so on is not real neither. These are just pixels. Everything you do on your computer is not real. So I think I can participate in this in 10 years, in 30 years, in 60 years. If I keep getting better at this, I can tell stories, I can build things. Like, think about it. Take away all stories that were invented. Star Wars, Lord of the Rings, and Harry Potter, and so on. Our reality would be so empty. Like, that is cool. I had this thought. Art versus science. Science explores the things that are there. It's not inventing. Like you're not inventing math. You're discovering math. You're discovering laws of nature. But art you are creating. And I think both things are equally important. Where science is limited, you can create things on top with art to to bring more pleasure, to make people happier. Yeah, that's an interesting take. A few more thoughts I've written down here related to AI. I just want to mention these because I didn't in the past and in the last video, which was, yeah, that's random, but yeah, here, yeah, um, yeah, there are a lot of things going on with AI crash courses, and more business gurus are implementing AI, and then like this is so, I don't know where this satisfaction comes from, that you are proud at when you do something with AI, that you then, like, there are a lot of people right now doing advertisement and saying, "Oh, I created this with AI and it took me 10 minutes." Then they think they are smart and so, oh, cool, but no, you are just cheating. So nothing to be proud of. But at the same time, I understand it. I think it's like playing chess, chess.com. I'm at 1,000, 100,000, 200 elo, and sometimes it's not allowed. I'm not sure if it's not just to say this, but sometimes I take a chess computer and then play against 1,300 or 1,400 players and eliminate them by using a chess computer. And you're doing no mistakes. You're doing amazing moves. It's and you feel good. There's not an emptiness. Oh, I did nothing long term wise, yes, but in the short term moment, it's a joy. It's amazing too, because then it's instead of thinking and having to work a lot and train your brain and blah 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 blah, you can chill and you still make no mistakes and are still successful. So I think a lot of easy-minded people are implementing more and more AI stuff. That's not good. But yeah, this with artists and then getting copied by AI, getting trained without the permission. It's you you're climbing a mountain and you're on top, and suddenly millions of people around you popping up. Who none of these climbed up the mountain, but then they are all doing selfies up there and look, oh, we came on top of the mountain as well, even though they didn't do all the hard work. That is a good presentation of why this is not cool. But I said this in the last video, as long as you can make a difference between somebody who spent his entire life on this and somebody who just started, then it's okay. And the cool thing is people then are dependent by AI. They are limited to it. But an artist can do art with everything, most things. With pencil or on the computer or with words or with music or whatever. So I I try to not think pessimistic there. Yeah, just learn and get better and better and better, and then you're good to go. Uh, Same time, it's kind of frustrating that this is not getting implemented in other fields that much. Like why do they have to tackle art? Like, why not going into law or into medicine or into astrophysics or into, yeah, like you use AI to find a way to travel space or to cure cancer or to do some actual stuff. But I think the main issue is that they economicalized AI. So they are approaching this business wise and trying to gain money with this. And that's the wrong approach for sure, I think. Because think about it, business against business, country against country, everyone tries to be on top and tries to get better results and did it. But if you do this with AI, it's like the atomic bomb with Oppenheimer. Then you're not seeing the bigger picture. You just trying to get better than the opponent. And you might end up somewhere where you can't control it anymore. So AI should be a tool, yes, but not money based. Not companies should not do AI. That is the wrong approach, I think. So leave religion and art to humans and then tackle with AI math or science or anything, but leave art out there. Yeah, more thoughts, but that's it. All right, so I'll simply keep going, keep learning. The next videos will be about compositing and will be the first time having things actually looking real. This can be pretty cool, I think. All right, I got to go. You will now see a few more sequences and photos and so on of the stuff that's going on. I like the style of this documentary thing this year. I like this a lot. So there I will now put a few more things in it. Then I'll simply continue and you see then where all of this is leading to. I think Christmas 24 can be pretty cool. I kind of have to make a few more videos with all these thoughts combined and yeah, but most things I'm writing down and it's really coming down to reaching a lot of people and then to simply saying, hey, for a few seconds, sit on the moon and try to have the bigger picture. But this is all stuff from the future. So at least one more year to get a lot of views and then I can start doing these things. Simply making amazing things, and then everyone can also decide how much he dives into this and how much thoughts are put it in. So yeah, I will now continue, eat something. Health-wise and so on, I'm fine. I'm doing a lot of sport. I'm gaining weight. I'm almost 70 kilograms now. So there, I watched a few elder videos, and it's in most areas it's getting better and better and better, and I like this a lot, this development, and we will see where all of this is heading to. So hopefully things from the world do not escalate within the next years. Russia, Ukraine, and so on. They also got so many different inputs. Like the more you learn there, the more you understand how little you know and how little information you have. I I think it is dangerous when the one side or the other side says we are 100% good, we are 100% the good guys, and they are the bad guys. That's there are so many different approaches to this, and you don't really know what you wanna what you know and what you don't. I maybe I'll simply say it, just words, and then yeah, you can choose what to do with it. But there's this one theory of this entire war that just like Cold War after Second World War, Russia and US, they this is why they got to the moon, because they competed against each other. And then Cuba and Russia was about to place nuclear bombs on Cuba, and there Kennedy said, if not, we have World War III. So they said no. And then later, this is theory. I don't know. I have no political opinion because I don't want to make statements. I just want people to think and to think bigger. But yeah, but there are a decent amount of people who say Russia had no other option, because if Ukraine was about to join NATO, and if Ukraine would be part of NATO, the US would be allowed to place nuclear bombs close to Russia, close to Moscow, and with this they would reach Moscow. So it, they say it was a mirror of the Cuba crisis, so there was no other option. But I disagree with this no other option. Yes, the focus, uh, talk, communicate, diplomacy, like killing people and fighting is the very last option. So I think they should have spoken way more, way louder before. So that's we'll think a lot about it and just hope that it's not escalating, because I think yesterday or for yeah Germany allowed to use German weapons in Russia, or in fields across the border, and the second Russia realizes that they will lose or might lose, I'm really afraid that they, instead of accepting that they lost, they will simply send bombs. This maybe this video will age very, very bad, and exactly this is going to happen. Then yeah, I think having these thoughts is depressing. So don't let it shrink you down. Stay positive. Do your things, but keep these things in mind. Don't ignore them. Keep thinking. Think about solutions. Think about what you would do if you could, what you would change, or what you would, yeah. Do. I looked a lot about diplomacy. This was actually pretty interesting. Wait a second. Here, this guy, Russian China diplomatie, super interesting. I think that this is one of the coolest jobs in the world. They spoke to all people and try to find points where they can connect, and where they can find agreements to de-escalate and to save human lives. Long-term wise, this is going to happen in the internet. Think about it. Billions of people having the phone, and if you have billions of views, you can create and form. So that's a big motivation behind all of this. That's a good. Also, this is not a paid shout out, but I just want to mention it, that I'm doing stuff like this as well. Like here, stuff like this I'm watching. It's kind of cringy, and you're always like, oh, these business gurus, and ooh. But I think, first of all, that's an interesting take. Most people say rich people are arrogant, but I think it's way more arrogant to be poor and to have no idea of economics and so on, and then to say, I don't need this knowledge. I'm beyond. I don't. No, you don't know what you don't know, so you listen no matter who this person is. I think you can learn from every single human being. You can take something, no matter if it's Andrew Tate or yeah other human beings that you can learn from everybody. So don't be arrogant and say that you know everything, because you don't. You really don't. More thoughts. We'll make maybe a few more videos about this. It's but the main reason of these videos is for myself, because I rewatch these, and by this that's a cool thing. Like, most people do something and then a week later they forget what they did, or they are not building on top of it. It's they're not living stairwise and building on top, but they relive it and learn something and forget it, and learn something and forget it, learn something and forget it. By this they stay on the same line. But if you build on top and you rewatch what you did a year ago and what you said and the way you thought, and on top of this you learn and you get better and you make mistakes, and by this you learn, and by this you go up, and that's how life should be. That's evolution. Literally. So yeah, we will see where all of this is heading to. You will see it. You will see all of this here because of the things that are going to happen. So yeah, and see you next time. Thanks for watching, and let's go.